In today's memory card episode, I speak to Kevin Ainsworth, founder and host of Save the Game Media. We talk about Souls-likes, horror games, and we also have a brief chat about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As always, I very much hope you all enjoy Memory Card number 5. Hello and welcome back to the Hall of Games podcast. I'm Sam Hall, and for this memory card episode, I am joined by founder and host of Save the Game Media, Kevin Ainsworth. How are you, Kevin?
I'm great. Thanks for the invite, Sam. I know you've been hanging in our Discord, been a Patreon supporter, so I'm happy to be here, happy to chat. Because, man, you're one of the people like I could tell immediately that this guy knows games. Like, when you're chatting about it, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have a fun conversation with him.
Oh man, thanks. That means a lot. You clearly know your games as well. It's gonna be good, I think. Do you want to give people a quick overview of who you are? And I mean, people have heard Save the Game Media if they listen to this, but if you want to give a quick shout out to that, then feel free.
Yeah, absolutely. So Save the Game Media is a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Save the Game Media, that is all about video game podcasts, video game videos. We do some reviews. We're lucky enough to have some PR contacts, get some day one reviews. So if you're into that kind of stuff, check us out over on YouTube. But we were previously a multi-platform podcast channel, right? Like we had an Xbox podcast, a PlayStation podcast, a Nintendo podcast that would kind of pop up here and there. We've had some changes behind the scenes. So starting this Thursday, actually, myself and Sam Heaney from IGN, from our old No Limits PlayStation show, and who's been a guest on this show, him and I are doing a new podcast called Shared Save, a gaming discussion podcast where we'll be chatting about the biggest headlines of the week, what we're playing, taking audience inquiry, stuff like that. So really a community effort for that podcast. I'm excited for the show. I can't wait for people to listen.
Yeah, I can't wait to listen as well. I've only sort of been in the Save the Game Media community for maybe a couple months now, but yeah, it seemed like as soon as I sort of got involved, the content shifted. But I'm really looking forward to the sort of like consolidation of the content and it being just sort of like one, at least one show for now. Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, we're gonna start with one show. We'll see, because it is, we went from 7 hosts to basically 2, right? So it's kind of a downsizing for now. We'll see what the future holds. I'm not saying there won't be more new hosts that come in and new podcasts that form, but everyone else is going, multi-platform. We figured we'd go multi-platform as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that seems to be the trend. So yeah, before we dive into the official memory card questions, what are you playing at the moment, Kevin?
So I am playing the good old friend slop, as I've been told. Peak.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So myself, my brother Kyle, and Bree and Sam actually, we've been all diving into Peak together on PC. Very simple game, I would say. It's about collecting resources and climbing mountains, different terrain. You have like a jungle, some tropical areas, icy areas. They have different status effects, but like it's not so much like, oh, the gameplay is really good, because it's simple, right? Like you hit a trigger, you climb up a mountain, you manage stamina bars. I think it more so is like, it's just fun. Like you just laugh the entire time you're playing it, because something ridiculous happen. Like someone will step on a spore and poison everyone. You'll get an item that you don't know what it does. Like yesterday, I got a thing called Pandora's Lunchbox, and I was like, guys, should I open this?
Oh yeah.
And they were like, nah. And then I got another one.
Yeah.
So I had 2 of these. So I gave one to Kyle. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna open mine. I opened mine, and it gave me like, it doubled my stamina, healed me completely. So like, something really good. And then he's like, oh man, I want that too.
No.
And he did it, and it poisoned him, and then it burned him alive.
Oh my god.
So like, It's
That's
just
crazy.
laughs. Like the things you can do is just silly because it has like kind of like that ragdoll physics.
Hmm.
If you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
like human fall, not quite human fall flat, but it's in the similar vein. So that game has been a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. In the single player realm, I'm currently playing a game called I Am Setsuna, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with.
I've not. No.
All right. So this is a it's a JRPG from Tokyo Game Factory, I believe. RIP. But this is I think it means I am sad in Japanese. I think Setsuna is sad if I remember correctly.
Yes, that's what it seems to say
Um,
on here.
yeah, it's very I want to say very final, old school Final Fantasy coded so far. Like the
Mm,
combat system is active turn based, where you stand there, but you let your ATB gauge fill up, and then
mm.
you can act and you can and take turns. If you let multiple people fill up at the same time, you can do combo attacks. I'm very early into the game. It's not a super long game from what I've been told, so I'm like an hour and a half into it. The story seems interesting so far. I need to put more time before I make a final verdict. This is one that's like been on my list to play because I hear so many JRPG fans speak so highly of it. So I'm looking forward to playing more of that.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it looks good from what I can see. I've not played like loads of sort of JRPGs, but um,
We'll peer pressure you into it.
yeah, we'll
Stay in the
get there.
Discord.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. Um, okay, so I guess let's go straight into the memory card questions then. Uh,
Yeah.
First question: what was your first games console?
Well, I'm old. I shouldn't say. I'm only 32. But my first console was actually the NES. And yeah, it's question. How do you say the console that came after the NES? Like if you abbreviated it.
I've never
Yeah.
really. I would probably say SNES,
All right, great.
but yeah.
You're one of the good ones. People say SNES. I don't know what you're doing
No,
here. All right.
no.
NES was my first one, and it's one of those things where at the time I never really thought about like, oh, I
Mm,
just man, like I'm playing Mario Brothers with my brother. Like we take turns. Like I'd be Luigi, he'd be Mario, whatever.
mm.
Um, but looking back, I played it only at my grandma's house, and I'm like, why does she have that?
Yeah.
Because like she wasn't a gamer. She tried to play. I think she tried to play games like once or twice with us throughout
Mm,
our childhood when we would come over. But I'm always like, why did she have an NES with
that's the
like
point.
lots of games? Because my dad wasn't really a gamer, but it had to have been his or something, right? Like I've never asked anyone. Like
Yeah.
it very well could have been, but like the only games I ever seen him play, he's really good at Tetris. Like he
Oh
gets to like
wow.
negative levels on Tetris. Like
Wow.
yeah. So that's all I've ever seen him play. But NES first one, and I guess I answered the second question. But the first game I remember playing,
Yes, first game I remember
yeah,
playing.
was Super Mario Brothers. A classic, you know,
Hmm.
especially if you have a sibling. It kind of fits in, and I'm a twin, so we're like, oh, this is just a match made in heaven for our first game.
Yeah. Yeah, great. That's great. Super Mario Brothers. Which one? Which one was that? Is it just
That
Super
first
Mario
one,
Brothers? The
yeah,
first one.
yeah, the
Wow.
first Super Mario Brothers, yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know how old you are, Sam, but if
I'm 25, so
okay,
yeah,
okay.
and I was also not really a Nintendo kid. So like
Mm.
I guess my first console was the PlayStation One. Um,
Wow.
but
Okay.
then yeah, yeah, this is my sort of sneaky way of like trying to gauge the age of my guests. But yeah, PlayStation One was first, and then I think my first Nintendo console would have been maybe the Game Boy Advance. I think I was like the right
Oh,
age to
wow.
really enjoy that. I was like, I think just off the top of my head, I could be wrong. I think I was about 10 years old, maybe a bit younger. Um,
Okay.
and yeah,
That's
yeah, I
that's so funny because I never had a PlayStation 1. I was a
oh,
full-blown Nintendo
full
kid.
Nintendo.
My only experience with a PlayStation 1 was like I'd go to my cousin's house
Mm,
and he had it.
mm,
So I remember like, oh yeah, like oh, we don't have these kind of games
yeah,
over on it because I had an N64 and I
yeah.
was like, I loved it. I was like, oh man, this is the best gaming console ever. So they're like, you have a disc, you have to put like a what is this?
This is a big question now. But what is your favorite game of all time?
That's easy for me because I say it all. I let everyone know I'm very open and passionate. It's a JRPG.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Tales of Symphonia, which was originally released in North America anyway for the Nintendo GameCube,
Oh,
and it's on everything now because they did remastered 2 years ago, I think. But it was also on PlayStation 3, like an extended version of it. I own it on essentially every console
nice.
because it's just one of those things. It's like, oh, I gotta get the collector's edition. I gotta do
Yeah.
this just because I love it so much. But my story with Tales of Symphonia is actually really interesting because my grandma got it for us
Mm,
for like a gift, and
yeah.
we tried playing it because it's co-op up to 4 players, and we didn't like it at first. We were like, what? This game doesn't make any sense. So we didn't we put it down for like months
Mm,
until we finally went back to it, and then just immediately like got hooked. And I've played through it, I don't know, dozens of times throughout my life at this point, like thousands of hours probably. It's just a phenomenal story about like it has some JRPG tropes, but it is
mhm,
very much about like the negativity around discrimination and like
mm,
treating people differently and equality and all this stuff, and like just sacrificing one person for the good of the many,
yeah.
and it has a lot of those themes, but I think the characters and the way it's presented really
Mm.
does elevate it. And I just love the game so much.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'll have to have a look into that. I've never really heard anyone talk about this game before.
It's probably definitely the most popular Tales of game.
Mm,
But I do think that because it was trapped on the GameCube,
mm,
which notoriously I love, but didn't sell that many
no.
didn't sell that many units. And then it went to the PlayStation 3, which had kind of a downgrade. Like the GameCube version, 60 FPS.
Mm,
And while the PlayStation version has more features, like has some more like moves you can do and some extended content, it does drop to 30 FPS. And
mm.
like people do think like the GameCube version, all these years later, is still like the best one, but they have
Oh,
seemingly lost the source code for it.
oh my gosh, that's crazy. Um, okay, yeah, tells us something. I'll have to have a look. Um, next question. What game do you have the most hours in, and how many hours?
Ooh, this is a tough one because I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, are we talking all time? We talking current history? Because like
Mm-hmm.
Tales of Symphonia is probably up there if we're talking all time. I think Fantasy Star Online 1 and 2 is also up there because
Mm-hmm.
I've put that like over 1,000 hours into that. Um, if we're talking more recent history, I think Destiny 1 is probably up there because I hot take. I don't like Destiny 2, but I loved Destiny 1.
Really?
Like I was there for the midnight launch. I had like I posted a picture because like hardcore Bungie fan, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
because I loved Halo. But I put a lot of time in Destiny 1. Probably the most recent game would be Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. I
Oh yeah.
have probably 2,000 hours, and like on
Nice.
it's funny because like my own Switch says like over 1,000,
Mm.
but I've gone to tournaments where I've played for hours on other
Mm.
people's. I've played on other people's machines for
Yeah.
hour. Like so, like if you just add everything up, like the amount of time I've actually played Super Smash Brothers Ultimate is probably way too much.
Yeah. Who's your main to go to in Smash Brothers then?
It's I got the amiibos in the background because Ice Climbers is my main,
Oh, nice. Nice. Very good.
and then Banjo is one character.
Mm.
It'd be Ice Climbers, Palutena, and then Banjo Kazooie is my top three.
Very nice.
But I don't have a Palutena amiibo because they're like $70 for some
Oh
reason,
my gosh.
and I'm
I've
not
never
paying
had an
that.
amiibo. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not paying. Normally they're 15, so
Mm.
I guess Palutena was like a rare one. They must not have made many.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not paying that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Um, what is a popular game you have not played yet but want to?
Ooh, it's a tough one. I'm trying to think like what is because I've knocked a few off my list in
Mhm.
recent years. Like I had never played the Last of Us series
Oh
until
wow.
the so like when they did the remasters, the part 1 and 2, those were the first time I played The Last of Us.
Yes. Is that the
So
remake on like PS5?
yeah,
Oh, it's
part
great.
1 remake and then the part 2 remaster.
Yeah.
Those were my first experiences with The
Wow.
Last of Us. Um, and I will say, I think the hate for The Last of Us 2 kind of overblown. Like, I think 1
Yeah.
is still better for me, but I do
That's
think
fair.
that it gets a little overblown. Um, what a popular game. I mean, basically every like battle royale multiplayer game is
Okay.
just not for me.
Yeah.
Fortnite, Apex Legends, stuff like
I guess that's the
the
next question. And what is a
finals.
popular game you will never play? Is probably this
Oh
answer.
yeah, sorry. I was looking
That's
at the wrong
okay.
question. Yeah, no, those ones for definitely number
Yes.
6. I'm not playing any of those games,
No.
but I want to play. Okay, what's a popular game out right now? Let me open. Let me just open. You know what? I do kind of have an inkling to try is Elden Ring Night Rain.
Oh, okay.
But it's one of those things like I'm not gonna pay for this
Yeah.
because I what if I hate it? You know,
hmm
I just have like a little inkling in my brain that's like oh, it could be fun.
Really?
Like if you grab a group of friends.
Yeah. Have you played Elden Ring?
I haven't
You
no
haven't played Elden Ring and you just want to dive into
no.
Night Rain. That is brave.
Well, it's just the whole multiplayer aspect
Yes. Yeah.
kind of gets me where it's
Yeah.
like this could be good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I played a bit of Night Rain. Loved
Hmm.
Elden Ring, by the way. Played a bit of Night Rain, and I probably haven't played enough to like warrant me buying it, but I played it. I played it for a good few hours with a mate,
Hmm.
and yeah,
They got the
it seemed good, and people are finding stuff there. I think for me, like I don't know, like the combat alone isn't the part of Elden Ring that I like love. Like
mm.
it's the exploration and yeah, like the freedom you have in that game that I really sort of was drawn to, which Night Rain doesn't give you. But
Yeah, see, that's what worries me. That I like the comment will feel just bad, and then I'm like, we
yeah,
wasted our money on this, guys. But like, I
yeah,
also just have this image of like laughing with your
mm,
friends, like when you get like destroyed. But I don't know. It combines a lot of things that I don't like, but for
yeah,
some reason, just like looking at them, like you just have that inclination where this could
yeah,
in certain situation, this could be a good time.
yeah. I think there's still like a such a like a want and demand for multiplayer games. Like even though it feels like we get them a lot,
Hmm.
I think like in particular co-op multiplayer games, like where you're working together
Yep.
to do something, I still don't think people have really explored that enough. Like my friend group and me and my partner, we love like Mario Kart, and
Hmm.
we're always like looking for more sort of co-op games to play like that, and it just feels like there's a lack like, everywhere. But
Yeah, I'm with you. My fiance was very disappointed that the new Donkey Kong game wasn't like
yeah,
a co-op traditional because we've played through and she's not much of a gamer. We play through like the Dark Pictures games, those super massive kind of like movie games where she'll pick all the decisions, but I'll like play the
you'll do
game.
it.
So
Yeah,
it's kind of like an interactive thing.
that's
But
cool.
she does like 2D platformers like Mario. We'll play through together. A Donkey Kong's our favorite. So like we've played through Tropical Freeze, we've played through Country Returns. So she was disappointed to see like even though I was super pumped, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
3D Donkey Kong because like I've been waiting for this for years.
Mm.
I understood like I want more co-op games, not just local, but like online as well to play like my brother because we're I've kind of fallen out of the competitive games
yeah,
at this point. I'm just like I don't really have time to invest in like getting good. I'd rather
yeah.
just like have fun.
Yeah, I'm so with you there. If it does feel like there's a few that's sort of breaking out. Like obviously the It Takes Two and Split Fiction. I mean, it's only two
Oh,
player,
love them,
but yeah,
love them.
I've still not finished It Takes Two.
Have you played Split Fiction?
I've not yet. No, yeah. Me and
Oh
my
my!
partner want to play it, but we're just sort of waiting.
I think it's better than I loved It Takes Two. I think
Mm,
Split Fiction is much better
awesome.
than It Takes Two, just from like a gameplay standpoint. And I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I think the
Yeah,
last level of Split Fiction
I've heard that.
might be one of the most creative things I've ever seen in a video game.
Awesome. I'll keep an eye on like sales and stuff and probably pick it up next time it's on sale.
Yeah.
Can't wait to do that. What game had the biggest impact on you, perhaps due to the circumstances around you as you played it?
Oh, I've talked about this on other shows. I would say Hellblade, the first one,
Okay.
Senua's Sacrifice. Um, so time to get a little, I don't know, melancholy,
Oh, no,
depressing.
very nice.
Uh, um, so back in the, I want to say like it came out 2017. So probably the Xbox One generation as a whole was pretty bad, obviously. And I wasn't a PlayStation guy. Like PS5 is my first PlayStation.
Okay.
So like I had Xbox One. I was feeling like very out of gaming. I was like, man, they're not really making games. They're not making games I want to play anymore. It was very much like, oh, I play FIFA and some and Battleborn. Shout out Battleborn. I love Battleborn. Taken too soon, but I was also at a period in my life where I was pretty depressed, pretty down, and I have a psychology degree. So I'm very
Wow.
interested in mental health. And my brother tells me, "Hey, you should play this new game called Hellblade." And I'm like, "All right, I'll check it out." And
Interesting.
I was absolutely enamored from like the get go because of the way it depicts psychosis, the visuals, the sound design in that game is absolutely stunning. But I just think it's one of those games that's like it was really impactful to me, especially because like I felt so depressed in my life at the time, and I also and this is probably a 2-1 punch here, but like Celeste, I think another game right around the same time that I played that deals very much with depression, and I love platformers, and again visually stunning, soundtrack stunning. So like those two games in tandem really was like, oh man, video games are amazing. They have this
Yeah.
powerful aspect to them that like can impact you emotionally, and that I'm like, that's what I want out of this gaming medium. So I'm like, man, I was just looking in the wrong places. So like this, I gotta go find these sort of games. So
Yeah.
like that's always what I lean to, like games that kind of hit me like that.
That's a really great answer. I'm with you that like sometimes you'll just get a game, and it will just like change the way you think about the medium, like you say, and you'll go rooting out for similar experiences. I've not actually played Senua's Sacrifice. I've not played either of them.
Okay.
I want to. I've just not sort of had time to check them out.
Yeah, I like Hellblade 1 more than 2 still.
Yeah.
I am a person that thinks 2 is good, but I totally understand why some people don't like it. I do think
Yeah.
there's a bit of a rhetoric about it. Oh, it's a 4-hour tech demo. I'm like, it's not 4 hours, first of all, but every time I hear the number quoted,
Yeah.
it's 2 hours long. I'm like, this is nonsense.
Yeah.
No, but it is one of those games like they set out to make a certain type of game, and it works for some people, doesn't work for other people. Like if you're not in the medium for this artsy type of game, probably won't hit for you. If what you focus on most is like, oh, gameplay, then it probably won't hit for you. But like what I was looking for at that time was sort of an exploration into the psyche of like an individual. And again, you get that with Celeste as well, where I don't know if you played Celeste, but Celeste
I'm
is also
halfway
a
through it.
beautiful tale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful tale.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying that game. Yeah, the fact that it's like a great gameplay wise as well as the story is so good. I need to finish that, to be honest. I'll check Hellblade out at some point. Because I'm definitely interested in that kind of experience, even if it's like minimal gameplay. I don't really care about that. Yeah, my favorite game of last year was 1,000 Times Resist, and there is gameplay in that, but it's not the sort of the main factor of that game.
Yeah, it's on my wish list because I've heard so many people talk about it.
It's
But
good.
that is one of those things where like I know it's so minimal gameplay that like I don't want to spend like I know it
Yeah.
sounds bad, but like $15 for like minimal gameplay, like
Yeah.
little like I'm gonna wait a little bit, but like it is one I want to experience. Same with mouth washing. That's another one that's on my
Yeah.
like wish list.
Yeah, mouthwashing's been on my wish list since I saw it as well. I don't do well with horror things in general, like games or
Hellblade might
films.
be hard for you then. It's a
Oh,
little
really? Okay.
yeah, it has horror elements for sure.
I mean, it depends. Like, I can. It's not like I don't like. It's not like I'm too scared by them. It's just like a lot of times I think horror games, at least the ones I've played, I don't know, they don't grab me like. I guess it's normally gameplay wise horror games, and then with like horror films, um, they have to be done really well for me to like them. Um, but Mouth Pushing, I really do want to try because I've heard like amazing things about that game.
That's funny because I'm totally the opposite for horror movies, where I'm
Really?
like, I will give me like a B tier slasher film. I'll sit there and eat it up. Man, I love horror. I love horror movies.
Mm.
Like we just went and saw Megan 2, which I
Okay.
know isn't like technically horror. They lean more into
Yeah.
like Terminator 2, like action for that one, but like
Mm.
it was very campy and I'm like, I'm down with this. Like
Yeah.
I'll watch. We my fiance has been because she likes horror, but she hadn't seen some of the older, I would say like Friday the 13th and
Mm.
like the older ones from the 80s and stuff. So we've made it a point to go through horror films over the
Yeah.
last couple of years, like watch an entire series. And like Friday the 13th, if you once you get to like 8 and 9, oh my god, they are horrible, horrible films.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh man, Jason's in Manhattan now. Like, how did he get here? This is like, what's going on?
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I feel like with horror films in particular, I've probably just not like watched the classic ones that are like good. There are some that I really enjoyed. I mean, some that came out a couple of years ago. Barbarian. I watched that at the
I
cinema.
knew you were gonna say
I
that.
really like that film.
I hate that film.
Really? Oh my god, that's
I
crazy.
don't. It's one of those things. There's certain movie that I like to call it. It's elevated horror, right? Like
Yes.
yeah, I don't know. You've heard that. Like that is, and those movies, critically acclaimed,
Yeah.
they never hit for me, and I
Mm.
don't know. Like I want to like them. So I want to say another one like the Witch with Anya Taylor Joy
Not seen
is
it.
another one that's probably in that category where I was just like, when do the witches show up? I'm bored. I'm bored.
I completely get it, and there is definitely something to like the campy slasher horror genre. I'm trying to think. There's definitely some like of the more campy horror stuff I've watched and enjoyed. I just can't think off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I love campy horror. I also love
mm,
Saw, which people either like it or you don't. But
yeah,
I will watch Saw as like
mm,
a if I'm stressed
yeah.
during the fall and like I'll just put Saw on. It's like
Oh
relaxing to me, and
god,
I have no idea why.
completely different to me then. But that's, I mean, a lot of people are like that. I do kind of, I have a morbid curiosity about this, at least Saw one and maybe like some of the early ones, because
Saw
it,
one is not the movie everyone thinks it. Like,
yeah,
people picture it's like torture porn and gore,
no,
and I'm like, Saw one is like made on a budget of like
mm,
$400,000, and there's like
love that.
barely any blood in it.
I think maybe I will watch that at some point. It's like, yeah, I definitely will have to check that out. The only Saw films I've watched, which I've heard are not good ones to watch, are Jigsaw, which
Oh god.
and Saw 10 or Saw X that came
Oh
out.
no, Saw X is pretty
You like
good.
that? Okay.
Yeah, Saw X
Yeah,
is pretty good.
I didn't like it. But
Jigsaw's garbage, like
see,
horrible.
see, just thinking off the top of my head, I probably prefer Jigsaw to Saw X, Saw 10, but
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just
I
misremembering.
would
But
think Saw X out of context without because it's like a
mm,
prequel to like 2. It
okay,
takes place kind of in between the
I didn't
timelines.
know
So like
that. Okay.
out of context, I don't think that movie really works for like jump as a
Mm.
jumping in point.
Yeah, you're probably right. I do remember being like, "What's going on?" I mean, I obviously know
Hmm.
who he was, but yeah, I had no clue about the wider story. So, well, that was a lovely little horror chat there. Loved it. I think I'm gonna get into some horror games this Halloween. I think I'm gonna try some out. So yeah, if you have
Oh yeah.
any recommendations, let me know. What is your hot take game? The game which you disagree the most with its critical reception. So maybe everyone loved it and you hate it, or maybe everyone hated it and you love it.
So this one, I have a few answers.
Hmm.
There's some Mario games that I'm just like I don't. I think Mario in general is pretty overrated.
Okay.
Um, Donkey Kong Banjo are much better games. All right, nobody gets the respect. But
Yeah.
um, if we're talking like critical reception, my mind immediately goes to a game that scored a 95, but I think is the most
Oh
generic,
no.
boring game, and that's Dragon Quest 11.
Oh, okay, I've not played it, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it is. The most, again, generic JRPG form. Like, there is nothing in this game that was like, oh, this is really exceptional.
Yeah.
This is like really breaking the mold of the genre. This is like, oh, this is exactly what everyone thinks a JRPG is, and we're
Really?
not gonna deviate from that at all. And people were
Mm.
like, oh, there's so many plot twists. I'm like, there are no plot twists in this. I don't know what you're talking about plot twist. Like, oh, the character that's clearly evil turned out to be evil. Yeah, what a plot twist. And it goes way too long. The
Mm.
game just doesn't. It rolls credits like 3 times before
Really?
you. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The game just refuses to end. I
Okay.
beat the whole game, and I'm just like, this was not worth it. Like, the characters aren't likable. The story is boring. The
Mm.
music. There's like 4 tracks in the whole game, bro. So
Oh no.
if you want to play this game for like 200 hours and hear the same song over and
Mm.
over again, this is the game for you. But like, I don't understand the love for Dragon Quest 11, and
Interesting.
my brother Kyle is furious about this right now because he thinks it's a great game, and
Really?
so does the rest of the world apparently. But I was like, I don't get it.
Oh, this is a great answer. 95 ratings, insane. Yeah, I've not played any of the Dragon Quests, so
That's the only one I've. Oh no, I got a review code from Square for the remake of 3,
oh yeah.
and I played it for like 2 hours, and I was like, this
Mm.
game just sucks.
Oh
Like,
really?
I think Dragon Quest just isn't a series for me because I was like, I
Maybe.
don't enjoy this at all.
Yeah, maybe that's it. But I mean, that's a great answer. What upcoming game are you most looking forward to playing?
All right, so
Mm,
we're in the last few months of the year.
we are.
And I assume we don't have any more announcements coming. I say that, maybe Gamescom will
Yeah,
have something.
maybe.
Um, Trails in the Sky remake is in September. I'm really looking forward to that. That's a JRPG
Mm,
from the Trails series, which currently has I think the 14th game is coming. And they're
wow.
they're all connected, so you got to play all 14.
Okay.
That one I'm really looking forward to. I honestly though, like I've been thinking about this more and more, and it might be Ninja Gaiden 4
Oh, really? Okay.
because I loved Ninja Gaiden 1 on the original Xbox.
Hmm.
Brutally difficult though. And when they announced 4, and then they obviously announced 2 Black at
Yeah.
the same time, I jumped into 2 Black, really enjoyed it,
Mm,
had a great time, and then I was like, I've never played 3 because it was on like the Wii U or whatever, the Sigma version. Jumped into that, not quite as good. I definitely see why it's the lowest rated, but
right.
like, there's just something about like the movement, the combat, the silly, cheesy ninja story. It's got like, oh,
Yeah.
there's demons now. Like, you thought this was a battle between ninja clans? Nah, it's a demon warfare. But like, I think Ninja Gaiden 4 looks really fun. And like, if I'm just thinking of games like I know I'm gonna play and just have a blast with, it's
Yeah.
going to be Ninja Gaiden 4. But again,
Mm,
also Trails in the Sky.
okay. Yeah, that's a great shout. I've not played any of the Ninja Gaiden games, but yeah, when they announced this and Two Black, uh, it looked really interesting. Maybe I'll check out 4. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about going back and playing any of the older ones, but
I would say that the master collection they did, the
mm,
camera can be a little wonky in the
yeah,
games. That's the only issue. But like, they have difficulty options. They have improved some of the combat. They've improved some of the technical issues. Like, there used to be this one area in Ninja Gaiden 2 where you're running up like these stairs. I'm
mm.
pretty sure it's 2 anyway. And like, hordes of enemies are just running down at you, and it used to just make the game run at like 5
Oh
FPS.
no.
So like, they've alleviated that by
Mhm.
just like taking some of the enemies away. So
Right.
they haven't made some quality of life improvements.
Yeah.
I think they're really fun. If you're not, again, I don't think the story is anything to write home about, but if you are just looking for like a fun hack and slash type game where these these games are known for being really difficult. They don't have to be really difficult. They can just be fun. I
Yeah.
would recommend them.
Okay.
Also, Ragebound's out too if you're looking for more
Oh
2D act.
yeah,
Yeah, like, that looked really good as well.
I do like the look of that. I was sort of disappointed when I realised it wasn't a Metroidvania. Because I sort
Yeah.
of prefer that kind of
Mm.
gameplay to. I mean, what technically is it? An action platformer? Is that what
Yeah,
they call
yeah.
it?
It's just an action platformer. Like
Yeah.
you have like stages you go through. You beat the stage, you move on.
Yeah. See, I'm more excited for Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
Me too. I think the art style looks so
Oh,
good.
it's so good. That's another one on my fantasy critic that I have high
Same,
hopes for.
same,
Very
yeah.
nice. Yeah.
I chose that over Ninja Gaiden Ragebound,
Exactly.
and I was
Same here.
like, I think I think people are sleeping on Shinobi.
Yeah, I think they are as
I think
well.
visually appeals more, but like I've heard previews. Like they're different style of game. Like
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden is very much like most enemies. It's more about the challenge of like getting through the area,
Yeah.
like using moves, especially in Rage Round. For what I've seen, like you have to do a lot of flips in the air and like bounce off things to
Yeah.
hit enemies and use special attacks. But like Shinobi, like the enemies have more like a health bar. Sometimes it's more of it's a different style of game, even though they kind of look very similar.
Yeah. I'm intrigued by both of them, but yeah, we'll see how that does when it comes out. Um, what is your memory card game? So if you could wipe a game from your memory and experience playing it for the first time again, what game would you choose?
This might be recency bias, but I'm going Alan Wake 2.
Oh, okay.
I think
Interesting.
Alan Wake 2 is just it was my game of the year 2023. It came
Wow.
out. And I still think about Sam Heaney and I both historically love this game, right?
Okay.
We have a spoiler cast about it on the channel where we dive deep into it, but the amount of thought I give Alan Wake still, like on a weekly basis, where I'm just like, man, I wish I could. I just want to go listen to like the dance music number that they did at the Game Awards. I just want
Oh
to,
yeah, that was sick.
yeah, I want to like go down the theory crafting of like the ending because the way the game ends, and then the new draft, and you go through all this stuff all over again, and it's just a very it's the game that made me like think I'm like Sam Lake is what most people to me Sam Lake is what people think Kojima is. Like
I
Sam
hear
Lake
that.
is my Kojima.
I hear that. Yeah. I've not played it yet, actually. I was so looking forward to it when we sort of got its first reveal that I played because I'd never played Alan Wake the original originally. So when they showed Alan Wake 2, I was like, okay, I've got to play through that. Played that, didn't vibe with it.
Oh nah, you're like
No.
Bree. Bree hated it. She's like, oh, the combat's so bad. I'm like, combat's not that bad. Like,
I
you
mean,
just shine the flashlight and shoot them.
yeah, it wasn't that. Yeah, it was
It's a
just.
very different game.
Yeah, I've heard that.
They go very much more like third person,
Yeah. Oh,
different camera control, everything.
yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely still going to check it out at some point. I think, and it's not that Alan Wake 1 put me off it. I played Alan Wake 1 and even played the DLC of Alan Wake, which I thought was better. The DLC of Alan Wake, the original, was great in my opinion. I don't know what it was. I can't remember if they mixed up combat a bit or if they just had like I think they had a cool like rotating level that I was like really into. And yeah, and then I played Control because I didn't play that originally either. Loved Control. I think Control is great.
Same. Yeah, it is.
Even if after playing it, I was just like confused as hell.
Well, yeah. Can you explain that? Can you explain the story of Control to me?
I could not tell you a single thing about that game. Yeah, it's just a feeling. It's just a feeling. That game.
I know what happened.
Yeah.
You want me to tell you what happened? I can't do that.
Exactly. So I'm interested in that. I'll definitely play Alan Wake 2 at some point. I think when it came out, I somehow missed the excitement as it came out, and then yeah, I sort of wish I could go back and play it on release, but I will at some point try that game.
Yeah, Alan Wake 2 is one of those rare games where I bought it immediately. Like I did the same thing. It was announced. I went and played Alan Wake Remastered because I was like, I haven't played Alan Wake since the 2000s, right? Like I never thought we were going to get another Alan Wake game. So I went and refreshed myself. I really like the remaster. I think it holds. I'm like, oh, wow, this game holds up pretty well. Um,
Mm,
I've heard many people are in your camp where they
yeah.
don't think it holds up very well. I went and played American Nightmare, which is only on Xbox or PC,
Okay.
which you don't really need to play. But I was like, oh, it's like $1.40. Like I'm just gonna, it's like a 3-hour experience. Might as well just play it.
Okay.
So like I went full into the Alan Wake universe. So when 2 came out, I was so pumped, so excited, and it exceeded every expectation I had for it. Again, it was one of those games that I replayed almost instantly because I beat it at Extra Life. We were doing our 25-hour
Oh
live
yeah.
stream for charity, and it
Nice.
was like 12 p.m. People were getting tired. I'm like, I'm gonna play Alan Wake 2, guys. So I was like, I told the room, I'm like, I'm about to beat this game. So if you don't want spoilers, like, don't look at my 86-inch TV over here. All
Nice.
right, like, so I beat it on stream, and then like 2 weeks later, they're like, here's New Game Plus that'll like expand the content.
Oh
And I'm like, I
no.
guess I'm replaying the whole game.
Yeah, I'll definitely have a look at that. I love how cinematic it looked from the trailers.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looked really good. I'll definitely give that a go. Maybe in October for Halloween month. Um, and then finally, what is one game that you think everyone should play? The game you answer with will be placed into the Hall of Games for future generations, as well as future content for this podcast.
So I'm trying not to have my personal. I mean, you should play
Mm,
all the games I've talked about personally, but
yes.
um, a game that I think would appeal to most people, like universally, everyone should play this as a gamer.
Yeah.
Mass Effect 2.
Okay.
Mass Effect 2 is one of my top 5 games of all time.
Mm,
And I think from a RPG standpoint, like especially a Western RPG, it's like the pinnacle of what you're looking for, where decisions matter, characters are well written, the story is great, the combat, especially if you play the Legendary Edition, very much holds up, improved in some aspects. Like it is nearly the perfect game for me.
really interesting.
Have you
Okay.
have you played Mass Effect, Sam?
I have played the first few hours of Mass Effect 1 on the Legendary Edition.
Okay.
And I'm still wanting to go back and do it at some point. I don't know what it was at the time I played it. I've got to say off the top of my head, maybe it was like 2022.
I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah, I think I sort of had but I did wait until it came on PS Plus, I think. Whether it was game
Oh.
catalog or monthly, I don't know. So maybe it was a bit later. And I remember having like too many games to play at that point. And obviously with Mass Effect Legendary Edition being 3 whole games, I was
Hmm.
like, I think it just overwhelmed me, and I sort of went for something else. But I'll definitely play through that at some point.
Mass Effect 1 can be I don't want to say overwhelming, maybe a bit slow to start because
Yeah,
Mass Effect 1 is very much more of an RPG, like the old school where combat is kind of
yeah,
secondary and you can tell like you can
mm,
like the way you get against walls is like you run into them instead of
mm,
like a cover button almost, or like going into cover. And
yeah,
it's very, I want to say, simplistic in its gunplay, where I think it excels in RPG elements again,
mm,
where like decisions matter, characters are well written. But if you're not into like a lot of dialogue and a lot of like understanding the world building that BioWare is going for, Mass Effect 1 can be very rough to get through. Where I went through and like I replayed the Legendary Edition when it came out, and I was like, in my mind, it was like Mass Effect 2, then like a massive drop to 1, and then 3 is at the bottom. Where
okay,
now I'm like, Mass Effect 2 and then Mass Effect 1 is like right below it, and then Mass Effect 3 is like way down here.
okay,
All right. So like that is my revised list, because I was like going through it. I was like, man, I love Mass Effect 1 still.
mm,
I don't know how I got it in my mind that 2 is better game, but
mm,
like it's not the giant colossal leap that I
okay,
expected. All they do is like they improve gameplay, they make it more of like an action RPG, but like still heavy emphasis on the RPG, as opposed to like Mass Effect 3 is very much like, hey, we're gonna have minimal RPG elements. This is kind of just an action game.
yeah. That's interesting. That might be one for me to do like on stream or something. I feel like maybe just playing through all of those on stream would be a good way of experiencing that. Um,
They're
Okay.
not that long either. I think I did like I went for the 100%. I'm missing like three
Mm.
achievements, which is like replay them all on like the hardest
Oh
difficulty.
no.
But like you can get most of them done in like 20 hours each.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's good. Actually, I did think they were longer than that. So that is interesting. That's all our questions. Actually, that's all the questions we have. I will just ask you. Actually, what else are you doing at the minute? Are you watching any good films, good TV, anything else at the minute?
Uh, I am rewatching Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay. Okay.
My fiance's never seen it, and it's one of those. It has too many seasons to
Mm.
like do all in the fall, so we like start a little early for our fall binging.
That's awesome.
First season's not that great.
Mm.
Looking back on it, I was like, wow, this is very campy, very like even the opening. I'm like, 90s TV, man. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
It starts to improve dramatically second season. They definitely get like more of a budget. They're like, oh, we should tell stories with this. So
Mm.
that's what I'm kind of watching at the moment. I don't watch that much TV, so it's usually like what, an episode a night or something, right?
Yeah.
Like most of my free time is like, oh, I'm gonna play games or
Yeah.
do something like that.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same really. I've sort of fallen off films and TV at the minute, but I am rewatching Smallville.
Oh yeah,
Because
let's
I
go.
freaking love that show, and I watched the new Superman, and thought it was great, and you really feel the Smallville influence on that.
Hmm.
So I was like, I'm just gonna rewatch Smallville. It's such a comfort show.
Yeah, don't they call it Luther Corp in the new Superman
Yes,
movie?
yeah,
Says
in
a
both.
reference to Smallville. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I think even James Gunn mentioned in the press that he was a fan of that in Smallville. So yeah,
Hmm. Yeah,
love that.
Smallville was great, man. I used to, as a kid, I used to watch that on the TV in my
Hmm.
room, and then I would get in trouble for staying up too late. Like, all
Yeah,
right, you gotta go to bed. I'm like, oh, but Smallville's on.
I think it was I think it was my sister who got me into that show. My sister's a bit older than me. She's about 10 years older than me. Um, so she was sort of more the right age for it, I think.
Mm,
I was probably a bit too young to watch it, really, thinking about it. Um, but yeah, I loved Superman, and the music in it is so of its time as well. So like early
hmm.
2000s sort of stuff. Yeah,
I love the there's like internet memes. It's like every show from the early 2000s, and then
yeah,
they play like rock music, and they just like stare off into the distance for the opening. And I was like, yeah,
looking at the stars or
yeah, yeah.
something. Yeah,
That's totally true though. But we
it's
thought it
so
was like the
true.
coolest intro ever.
Yeah, yeah. Oh dear. I did also see. I don't know if it'll show on here. Fantastic Four at the
Yeah, I
cinema the
went and
other day.
saw that on Tuesday.
Enjoyed it. Enjoyed it. It's quite good.
Yeah, I liked it. I think the post credit scene was
Mm.
eh,
Yeah, I
I
agree.
wanted more, but like overall, I thought it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the post credit scene for the Thunderbolts did a lot more
I
for me
love
than this one.
Thunderbolts,
Yeah, I
man.
loved Thunderbolts as well. Yeah, but in fact, both Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts had a similar sort of like vibe. I think people have said it before online, but it's like they feel like sort of like Phase One films,
Hmm.
but like the good ones, which I do agree with. But yeah, I'm just excited for next year now. Spider Man's going to be sick, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah, I've very much like Marvel movies. I still think overall, like every time I go see them, like oh, I enjoyed this. Even the
Yeah.
ones that people say are bad, like Quantum Mania, Love and Thunder. Like I've enjoyed my time with them. Like, do I think they're the best MCU movies? Nah, but like I've really enjoyed them. The
I'm the
TV
same.
is kind of where I'm struggling. Like
Oh, really?
yeah, the TV projects are not. It's very hit or miss for me. Like I love WandaVision.
Yeah.
I liked Loki. I
Hmm.
didn't care for Moon Knight. I
Yeah.
didn't like Miss Marvel.
Mm.
Daredevil, I think is good, except like apart from one or two episodes where I'm like, we could
Yeah.
have skipped this. But overall, like the TV's a mixed bag for me. But I'm still very
Yeah.
much like every time a Marvel project news comes out, I'm like, I'm there for it. Yeah.
Yeah. I for a while, I think when the TV stuff was first coming out, at least the Disney Plus stuff, for a while I was really into it, and I was just sort of enjoying them all.
Same.
I mean, I do like them all pretty much. I think my main problem with the TV was like it felt so formulaic after a while. It felt like the first two episodes would be sort of different. Like the first two episodes of Miss Marvel, for example, I feel like have a really different tone
Hmm.
to like other things, and there's some really cool like visual stuff going on. And then the rest of them just felt like They feel like the third act of a Marvel film, which I think is always the worst act of any Marvel film as well. So,
Yeah, well, my Marvel ranking is always a little off. Like, I think Iron Man 3 is the worst one.
oh, really?
Yeah, I think Iron Man 2. I love Iron Man 2, and people always say that's the worst Iron Man. I was like, I think it's like, as an Iron Man fan, I'm like, that's Tony Stark. Like, that's a
Yeah.
classic comic book story of Tony Stark, as opposed to like this Christmas movie where you butcher the Mandarin and like,
Yeah, that's
I just
fair.
can't do
That is
it.
that
Yeah.
is fair. They took some liberties there. Right, well, that's all the questions I've got. Before we go, do you want to go ahead and tell everyone where to find you? You can tell them about Shared Save again.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, thanks for the invite. I always love hanging out, talking games with people. But if anyone wants to hear more, you can come over to youtube.com/save the game media. We are going to have our new podcast live this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Making Sam stay up late for these podcasts. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh, yeah, that is like.
He's a night owl. Shared Save, a gaming discussion podcast every Thursday, and then the audio will go live. I think I'm doing Saturday or so. I have to remember what I put in the thing, but it's going to go live a few days later because it's going to be exclusive to Patreon for a while. So patrons will get audio access. That's kind of our benefit over on Patreon. But yeah, love anyone come over, hang out, chat with us, either live in the chat, in the comments afterwards, join the Discord, whatever. We're just here to have a good time.
Yeah, all right, there you have it, everyone. Go check out Kevin over at Save the Game Media and keep an eye out for their new show, Shared Save, which, like he said, goes live this Thursday on the 7th of August at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's midnight, I think, in the UK, so that'll be fun. Maybe I'll be there, we'll see. Thank you again for coming on, Kevin. You were great. I've been Sam Hall. I wish you all a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time on the Hall of Games podcast.
Hey.
So that was episode 6 of the Hall of Games podcast. Thank you all for listening, and thank you to Kevin for a brilliant memory card interview. If you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and leave a comment telling me the game that means the most to you and why, and I might even read it in a future episode. You can help support the podcast by going to patreon.com/samhallofgames, and for $2.99 a month, you can sign up to the Director's Cut tier, which gets you early extended versions of every memory card episode. That means more answers from Kevin as well as previous guests. You can find me almost anywhere at Sam Hall of Games. Thank you to Blue Fields for the music. Go play some games, and I'll see you next time on the Hall of Games podcast.